And good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. We have Simona here, my cousin who lives in Spain. And this is part two. If you guys haven't seen the video that we did, which was part one, which was 2 weeks ago. I thought it was three. I thought it was two. And then I thought it was three, but it was actually 2 weeks ago that we talked. And you gave us an update of what's going on. She's on one of the Canary Islands. She's on the island of Tenerife in Spain, and her husband own a restaurant, and they closed it. Has it been 3 weeks now, Simona?
2.5 weeks. Yeah.
It's been 2.5 weeks, and that was their only source of income. The restaurant, and you had a lot of employees that you ended up giving. You gave them their a part of their vacation pay, right? Isn't that what you were saying?
Well, now we had to. There is a thing that made the government. You put them like on a special. It's called ERTE. It's like you let them go, but you don't let them go. So the government is paying them a part, 75% of their paying check.
Yes.
And we have to take them back.
Yes, so that's called.
So at the moment, we are not paying them.
Yes, that's called. Here we call that being laid off, like unemployment. The government, and we have a site where people can sign up for what's called unemployment. And I guess from what I hear, people that have been trying to sign up for the unemployment in this country, they're getting error on the site because so many people are filing for the unemployment wages because they've been laid off from work. There's so many businesses that are closed, probably like there. Only the
Yeah, but this is just a temporary thing. It's not that we are laying them down. It's the government takes care of their paycheck, well, not entire pay, percent of their check,
right,
are paid by the government. And then when everything stops and we start living again, we have to take them back. It's not an option. We have to.
Right. And is the government...
And for 6 months...
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
6 months, and for 6 months after we start again, we can't let them go. So we have to keep them in staff.
Otherwise, your business will be penalized if that happens. Is there like a fine that the government? Yeah. You'll be fined.
Yes.
And what happens if in 6 months you're not able to support them, or if the business hasn't gotten to?
That's the problem. That's the problem, because we think that when we will open again, we are not going to be 100% working like when we had to close down. So that's the problem. We'll have 10 people on staff, and we don't know if we will be able to start again, because who knows what's going to happen afterwards.
So what happens if you decide as a family that you're not going to open the restaurant again, and that you're just going to close it and maybe, for lack of better words, reinvent yourself and try to do something different? Will you be penalized as well by the government? Do you know?
This I don't know. I don't know, because we won't be doing that. We'll try to get up again and work again, but
yeah, you have to. That's your livelihood. Really. That's
yeah.
This is a very personal question, but do you own the building that the restaurant is in, or do you have to?
Yeah.
Oh, you own the building.
No, yes, that's a good thing, because otherwise we had to pay the rent again also, and with no an income, you have to pay a rent. It's not good.
Right.
And that's why many people will be going to close down, because as more on the coast where the tourism is, there are very high rents there, and if there's nothing to help a small business owner, I don't know if he can get up on his feet again.
And I don't know if you actually own the mortgage on the building, or if the bank has the mortgage on your house or on the building. Is the government working? Have they put in any kind of have they implemented any kind of program that prevents you from having to pay your mortgage?
They are speaking about it, but they didn't come to a solution at the moment. They are speaking about the rents, the mortgages, but no solution at the moment. They
They
haven't
they've
said
de-
anything.
but they have deferred your taxes. You don't need to file taxes in April because you did that
Yes,
last time. So you don't have
yes,
to worry about taxes.
that's it.
Yeah. See, they
No.
haven't done that for us yet. They haven't made that kind of announcement. And Donna in the chat, she said, "Do you have an option for your restaurant, for your business, to do only takeout?" So a lot of the businesses here, they have dismissed in dining, meaning that you can't go and sit in the restaurant and eat. However, the restaurants are still providing food. And if people want to do order food and just come by, pick it up, they are offering that service. Is that something that Spain is allowing you to do?
Yes. Well, you can't go and pick it up. Here is only allowed when you bring food, you make a home delivery of the food. You can't go and pick up something. I can't go to a pizzeria and order pizza. Only if I can call, and if they have the delivery to my home, they can do it.
Oh,
We
they're
weren't doing delivery, so we closed.
Okay, so I see a couple of people in the chat have wrote that taxes have been delayed here in the United States, which I didn't know about until July 15. So the 15th of July. So they have deferred the taxes in the United States. That's something that must have just happened. Let's see. If you have good credit, how long and work history and work history? I don't really know what that means. I don't understand that question. So how long has your business, how long have you had your business, is Cindy wants to know. How long?
13 years now.
13 years. So she is being affected by the trickle effect of this thing. She doesn't sell. Her island is a very touristy island, but where they have the restaurant, she caters to people that work in the tourist industry, like mostly the workers, and those are the people that keep her and her husband going. Tell me about the tourist. Has Spain, have they stopped anything coming into the island unless it's like necessities, like planes, boats?
Yes. Uh, just planes, 2 or 3 planes from mainland Spain, and I think 10 planes during the day between the islands, but nothing from outside.
Nothing. No one can come to the island. No.
We have zero tourism now.
Zero tourism.
Hotels are closing down, minimum staff just for maintenance and like that, but all the hotels are shutting down.
Wow. So tell me about the toilet paper situation and the paper towel situation and the food situation, because I remember you saying that when I spoke to you a couple of weeks ago that you had gone to the supermarket. I don't know if it was you or Valentina that told me. I think it was you, and someone was buying all the flour.
It's the same thing, because the same thing is happening here and in Italy. That's the normally starting Italy, then the same happens here, and then the same will happen to you, because always the same is happening everywhere. It's like a chain.
It's like a
Yes.
chain. Tell me, toilet paper, is it available?
Now, yes. It
It
was
is.
just the first 3, 4 days that people went crazy buying toilet paper, buying food like crazy, stuffing things home. But now it's okay. Now, my went last Wednesday, I think, and he found everything. He
Yes,
found
not here.
flour, he found sugar.
Not in this country. In this country, we still can't get toilet paper. We still can't get paper towels. No disinfectants. I'm sorry. I'm getting notifications. Excuse me. No disinfectant. No wipes. No none of that stuff. Like you can get food. My husband, he went to the supermarket and he bought some food, but the food is plentiful. You can get food. But as far as like, cleaning products, disinfectants, stuff like that, nothing, zero, no gloves, no masks, nothing like that to help protect.
Same thing here. No, same thing here. You can't find any mask. You can't find any sanitizer or cleaning stuff. Just some things, not everything. No alcohol at all.
No,
That's okay. That's the same here. From
it's
two
the same.
weeks back, we can't find anything. To
And
make some masks, we made them with
yes, yep,
yeah, tissue and protection, and we had to sew them.
yeah,
But that's
yeah.
yeah.
Yep, I was actually showing somebody how to do a paper towel mask just with two elastics, and that you can
Yeah.
a paper towel mask, a disposable paper towel mask. And so Christine had a question. She said, has your government given any indication how much longer you will be shut down?
Well, the date now is the 11th of April. But if we are thinking about China, I think it will be at least 7 weeks total. We had 2 weeks now, 2 weeks from today, I think, and 4 weeks, and then I think they will prolong it.
The 11th of April, do you think that they'll and how no, you don't think you'll be ready? Do you think you'll be ready by the
No,
11th of April? No.
no,
You think they're going to
no.
change the date again?
Yes.
Are a lot of people dying?
Yes, especially in Madrid. Madrid is a very hot spot. It's complicated there, very complicated.
Do you personally know?
Here we more or less in the low chart. We are down. We have, I think, 1,000 sick people and just 27 deaths here in Tenerife, in the Canary Islands entirely. But in Madrid, that's a problem. It's a big problem there.
Do you personally know anybody?
Numbers are very high.
Do you know?
No,
You don't know anybody personally that has the virus?
no. I know, but from Italy, a friend of mine, she has a brother. Her older brother is a doctor in an hospital, and he's been infected. He's now in the hospitalized.
I just found out for the first time last night. My best friend from when I was a very little girl. We were, very young. Her sister, who I've known for a very long time, and her husband and their daughter all have it. They're in Boston, and they all have it. But I can honestly say personally, down here in Florida, where I am, I don't know anybody that has it. I don't know anybody that has it. So I'm very grateful for that, and I hope it stays that way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
But it's a very strange thing. it's strange because to some people it doesn't affect it. It's just like a mild flu, and to other ones it's very strong, and you can't know why. Even doctors doesn't know why. They don't know why.
Well, they say if your health is compromised, if you don't have healthy lungs, if you have asthma, if you have, any kind of underlying,
Yeah, but sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes healthy people get it very strong. They recover afterwards, but they have to be in the UCI for some days, intubated, and even if they are young, even if they are healthy, and to some other people, just they maybe even don't know they have it.
right.
So that's difficult to understand, because even doctors doesn't know. They don't know why.
Yeah.
The
And
reason
I,
why.
I read a report that Italy is running out of body bags and they can't bury the people fast enough and they don't have places to put them because so many people are dying in Italy. And, I read this. I
Yes.
don't know if you saw the same report that
Yes,
they
yeah,
said,
I saw the news, and it's not happy. No difficult problem. Yeah.
yeah, that they're
And the
using,
problem is also the difficulty of this problem is because you can't see the if I have someone who's ill and who is in the hospital, you can't see him. So maybe he's dying and you can't even see him, not even in the moment, not afterwards. You can't bury him because you can't even touch anything. So that's sad.
I know yesterday we were doing an auction last night and one of our friends that was in the auction, he came on the screen and his daughter, he was a grandfather for the first time. His daughter had a baby and he was so excited about going to see the baby, and he couldn't go see the baby until, of course, she's released from the hospital because, they're not allowing any visitors. And that's another sad thing is people that live in nursing homes, the elderly that have it and they're dying, their loved ones can't even go visit them to pay their last respects. And
Yeah.
that's very, very sad.
Yes.
Simona,
Yeah.
what do
And
people
nursing home.
go? Nursing
No,
home?
tell me.
No, you say nursing homes?
Nursing home are very dangerous now, because if someone goes there and has the virus, they can kill everyone, because it's very dangerous for elderly people. Very, very dangerous.
Yeah. Simona, what are people doing to keep their morale up? Like, what are people doing? Because I know in this country, people are so nervous, and people are trying, like going on Facebook and doing little funny little, post the 10th picture. Let's, putting happy things on Facebook to try to up the morale, because people that have depression or, have
I
anxiety,
can't hear. Mhm.
people
I
that
can't
have,
hear you very well.
people that have depression, or have anxiety, they're really, really being affected by this because they're nervous as it is. And then you add something like this on top of it. And there's, it's very depressing for them. What are people doing in Spain to keep the morale up? Is there anything positive or?
Well, they are doing like Italy every night at 7 o'clock here, 8 o'clock, because we are one hour less than Spain mainland. They are going on the balconies and clapping their hands for sanitary people who are still working. They are doing funny videos on TV, on Facebook, on Instagram, just to keep up the spirit.
Yeah, so
The
they're
same thing happened in Italy.
you mean they're going kind of outside and singing like the video that we saw? Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
yes,
And
yes.
everybody's doing it at
And
7 o'clock?
see, yes. Well, at 7 they are clapping hands for the doctors and nurses who are working, then sometimes you can hear music on some balcony outside, people singing, stuff like that.
That's nice. Hey, you know what, you guys, here in the United States, we need to implement something like that, like they do in Italy and Spain, where everybody goes out like at 7 o'clock or, whatever time, and everybody, does something like that. I think that that's really good. I think people need that for morale, something people need, something. How are the kids doing? Are the kids coping okay with, are they staying away from friends? And
Yeah.
are you letting friends come over?
No, 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 no. You
No.
can't. Here you are fined if you are found on the street or going outside without having a very a good reason, like going to the pharmacy, going to a grocery shop. You can't go and see a friend. It's forbidden now.
Yeah, it's
Can't.
completely forbidden. You just can't. Yeah, our government hasn't taken those extreme measures yet. We'll see what happens in this coming week, but it's we need to take those measures that your country has taken, and even Italy has taken, to try to control it, because we don't want to get to that point. Let's see, Donna
Think
said,
that the longer you wait, the worse it will be, because we have to learn from the countries that passed this problem before. So we Spain learned from Italy, but we have to learn quick, because Italy made some mistakes and we have to avoid these mistakes. Spain didn't avoid the same mistakes. So now you could avoid these mistakes, because if you see what happened in Italy, you could avoid that, because the problem arrived later to you. So you should do something quick.
I wonder why Italy was so hard hit. Some people said that they had a lot of Chinese workers working in the clothing factories because, Italy has such a huge export of clothing that goes all around the world, and a lot of the workers are Chinese workers that come to Italy to work in the factories. I wonder why I wonder why Italy was hit so hard. Do you have any opinion on that?
I think that the resources weren't very good. Well, the important thing is to do a mapping. So we find out who has the problem, and we have to, we had, because now it's late, we had to isolate all person who were in contact with, let's say, subject one. We have to isolate all the people who came in contact with this. And in China, I heard that there were 900 workers only to map the persons who could be contagious. In Italy, nothing happened like that, and in Spain, nothing happened. So it's easy to spread, because, as I told you before, there are people who are asymptomatic. They don't have any symptoms, and they are contagious. And so these persons are going around like anything, nothing is happening, and they are contagious
Yeah.
other people, and they don't know.
Right. So Donna had a question.
That's the problem about this.
That's the problem. What, honey?
Yeah, that's the problem about this virus. You may have it and you don't know, and you're still spreading it out.
So okay, so Donna had a question in the chat, and she said, this is something that's being advised. When you said Luigi goes to the supermarket, Luigi's her husband, who's actually my cousin. Simona is my cousin by marriage, but Luigi is my cousin. So yes, I have a cousin Luigi and a cousin Guido. Anyways, when Luigi goes to the market, when he brings the groceries home, Simona, do you wipe everything down? Do you wash everything before you put it in the refrigerator or bring it into the house?
Yes.
You do?
when he comes in, he takes everything off, shoes, dresses, and everything that comes in my house. We wipe it with ammoniac and water, everything, and then we stock it.
Wow.
Or even the grocery bags, everything.
Really?
Yes.
Good for you. Yeah, Ansley says I
It's the
do the
best thing
same
to do.
thing. Yeah, Ansley said I do the same thing, and everybody should be doing that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, wow, I
Because
can't believe.
there are messages coming out about how much time does this virus live on surfaces, and on plastic, on glass. You can it can live, not, but because it's not a living thing, but it can stay on top of plastic, glass, for many hours. So if you touch something and then you touch yourself, that's it.
Yeah, I worry about money.
Even if you don't go out.
Yeah, I worry about handling
Yes.
money. You know, I got some money this morning for something that I
Yeah.
sold, and I immediately went and sprayed Clorox on my hands and washed my hands, immediately.
Yes.
And I'm constantly,
Yes. Money
constantly
is also
wiping down.
dangerous.
Yeah, I'm constantly wiping down and using disinfectant and Clorox. My problem is we're running out. Thank God I had, quite a bit of it at home just for a regular reason because w- I have not we have not stocked up on anything. Like we did not go out crazy and buy a ton of paper towels or a bunch of disinfectants or a bunch of this or a bunch of that. We're just doing our normal weekly grocery shopping.
Mm-hmm.
I was like crazed with all the people that went and hoarded all that stuff, and they were buying carts full. We just, yeah, we're just doing our normal grocery shopping.
Yeah, we do. We are
You
doing, well, maybe a little bit more because we want to go outside once a week only. So
right.
we buy for 1 week. But because normally we were going on at the supermarket every 2 days. Now, no, now once a week. And that's why we are buying a little bit more than the normal shopping we do, but not as crazy as some people are doing it.
Right. So they just I think they just did it in Palm Beach County. I know that they did it in other counties and other Donna, I'm already doing that. You should also. Yeah, Jonathan said. So um they're having special shopping hours for just anyone over the age of 65.
They were thinking about it here. I don't think they did it, but well, there are lines outside the supermarket because you're allowed only a certain numbers of people are allowed in at the same time. So you have to make a queue outside the supermarket, and when they see an elderly person, they normally let them go first.
John Jones says, if nothing else, we're going to have better hygiene practice in this country going forward. Exactly, John Jones. Yes, everybody's learning how to be extra, extra careful with their hygiene. So I have a problem that I'm struggling with. I I hurt my knee this week. I
Oh.
for no reason. I was standing perfectly still and my knee buckled and now my knee is swollen and it's very hard for me to walk. And I don't want to go to the doctor. I don't want to go have a MRI. Do they call it MRI? What do they call it in Spain? The
Yeah,
imaging.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, MRI to see. I think it's ligament damage because of how badly it hurts. And I'm struggling with I'm going to call the doctor. I'll call her on Monday and tell her, what's going on with me, but I don't want to go to the doctor. I don't want to go to the emergency room. I don't want to go have an image done. So I'm kind of stuck, you know, like so
Yeah.
so that's the scary part. Like if if you're just hurt yourself just normally, like
Yeah.
I wasn't doing anything. It wasn't like I was running, jumping, exercising, nothing. I was just standing perfectly still. You know, and you know, this is a big problem, you know, being afraid to go to the doctor or to go get an image to
Yes.
see what's
Well,
going on.
yeah, I had the same thing because I have a problem with my elbow, and I had an appointment for the 18th of March, waiting for 1.5 months to get that appointment, and I had to postpone it because I didn't want to go. They called me, they confirmed my appointment, but I said no, put it later on. And so I have it for April, and let's see if I can get get it done
Yeah, in
because the
Perlini,
same. I didn't want to go there.
no, I don't want to go there either, you know. And so Perlini says she has 2 imaging appointments this week. I wonder if they or I should cancel. I mean, I personally, Perlini, I would cancel. The last place you want to go is into an imaging place, you know.
Yes.
I just think that those machines are germ. How good do they clean those machines anyways? You know, under normal circumstances, you want to.
I don't know, but normally here, for example, to see if you have pneumonia, you have an X-ray to your chest.
Yeah,
That's imaging,
yeah,
and that's the problem.
yeah. Have they have they is there they're starting to set up here testing stations. I mean, I don't know where any are. I've only heard about it where there's like almost drive up testing stations where they'll swab you or check your temperatures.
Yes,
Do they have that do they have that on your island?
yes, yes, yes. In the north, in La Laguna, they have a parking lot, and they just do it. You have to go with an appointment because they make you a test before, a telephone test, to see if you are if you have the you can have the problem or not. And if they think you can have it, then they send you there. You don't have to go out of the car, and they just do it with you in the car, and then they give you the result after 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, they give you the reserves right away. Yeah.
Yes.
So I just want to read what Christine B wrote. Let me see if I can find it here. Christine, she says, I think the most important thing is that we don't wait for our government to tell us our next step. We need to take control of our own lives and do what our minds tell us. Common sense measures. It's true.
Yes, and that's why I tell you, uh, learn from the errors that Italy and Spain did, because we were slow reacting. The government was slow. They weren't taking the problem seriously, and that's why you now can learn from our mistakes and start doing something now before it's expanding too much. Because otherwise, the problem here, if too many people get sick at the same time, the ICU won't have place for everyone. And
Yeah.
that's why it's the quarantine, why we have to stay home. Trying not to make this curve too quickly, the top curve.
Do you think
Should raise a little bit.
that you've peaked and now you're coming back down? Have you peaked yet?
Not yet. We in Italy, I think they are very close to the peak. Here in Spain, we are a little bit beyond, but it's not far away.
Linda says, Donna, I tried to share a video of an American doctor demonstrating how to wipe down his groceries, but it didn't work. I'll post it on your Facebook page for anyone who wants to check it out. Okay, yeah, that's great. And Jonathan Roseberry, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, sweetheart. You are awesome. And he says, my doctors are calling me by phone now, so no more visits for me. Yeah, I think a lot of doctors, somebody else posted that their mother was doing a video chat with her doctor as well. Um, yeah,
Well, my brother-in-law, he's a nurse, and in a small town in the medical center, and now he says he has less people going there, just the ones who really need it. Maybe we start also recognizing when there is a problem, and we go only if there is a big problem to the doctor. Before, you went for everything. For just my fingers aching, I'm going to the doctor, to the emergency room. And now, no. Now you prefer to stay home.
yeah.
And he's working, let's say he's working less in these days because people just go if they really need it.
Yes, yes. And Jill, she wrote in the chat, her son, unfortunately, was involved in a motorcycle accident last week, and he had to have surgery. And she said her son has 4 doctor's appointments this week, which that again is, going to be so scary because, this is someone who really, really needs medical attention, like me. Like I definitely really, really need medical attention right now. But I'm not. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to. I hope I don't do more damage of whatever's going on in my knee. But I'm not going to go, Simona. I'm not going to go to the doctor, and I don't want. Um, what are they going to give me anyways? Like probably pain medicine, but there's something wrong, and it's sad that we're living in a time right now where we can't go get any kind of medical attention if we really, really need it because I'm too scared, to go and get the medical attention. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
I understand.
I took we're not restricted right now, so I did take my daughters out, my 2 daughters. I took them for a drive yesterday, and we made sure, we got into the car and we sterilized the handles, and I sterilized the wheel, and even though like we didn't go anywhere, we just drove around because we're not under restrictions, and my kids feel very cooped up. So, I just took them a drive around and just listened to loud music and sang just to get them, out
Yeah.
of the house. And I think our beaches are closed. Could you maybe do a video consult online to get some pain meds? Maybe. I don't know. Donna, Simona is 100% correct. Do you hear her? Wish for our country. She's wanting us to please pay attention to her country, to learn what we should do here or suffer greatly. Bless her. That's Ansley. She said that you're giving us all really, really good advice. Which is why I wanted to have you on, because we watch the news, we listen to the news, we listen to our governors, we listen to our president, but it's really different when you get to see someone like you firsthand that's experiencing it. But you don't have, Dana says, thank you, Simona. Um, you don't have that luxury of just being able to put the kids in the car and drive around because you'll get a fine. What's the
No.
fine, Simona? What's the fine? What are they handing out for fines?
The minimum now is 300 euros minimum, up to 3,000. And here you can't go 2 people in a car. I could go with my daughter, for example, my kid. With a kid on the back seat, you can, but 2 adults, it's not allowed.
So
Two
you,
adults in the same car are not allowed.
yeah, that's what my cousin said, and that's what Robertina said in Sicily. You can go only if it's an elder, but the elder has to sit in the back seat. Only one
Yeah,
person in the
yeah,
front seat. Even if it's a family member like a mother, there it's not allowed.
yes,
But she didn't talk about children.
no.
Children, it's allowed.
For example, if I have to take my child to the doctor, or I have no one to leave my child with, I have to take him with me or her with me, and then I can drive it. But only if I go for example, pharmacy, grocery store. You can't go and have a tour or see how the beach is today. No,
And
you
Christine
have
said,
to
thank
go
you.
just.
She's so, I'm sorry. Christine says, Simona, thank you so much for the information that you're sharing with us.
You're welcome.
She's saying, thank you. Yeah. Thanks for taking the time to tell us what's going on. And, do you see the kids playing outside? Do you have a garden where the kids can go outside and play in the garden?
Well, yes, I'm lucky because we have a garden. We can go outside, and we have a ping pong table, so they played even before they were playing. That's something that can put down a little bit of steam because they can go outside and they can move. The house is big, so one can study in a room, the other one can study in the other. They don't annoy themselves, but but not everyone is as lucky as we are. There are people, I have friends that live in an apartment, 4 people in a small apartment, and that's a little bit more problematic.
Oh, I know. I think about, like, there's so many, like in New York City, the houses are, there's three families living in one building with no yard, maybe a piece of land this big, in the front yard, and or apartment buildings where there's just hallways and hallways of you must have apartment buildings like that there where there's just apartment.
Yes, yes,
Yes. And those people, touching the elevator button or going up and
yeah,
down the stairs with the banisters. I mean, it's all a risk. It's all a risk, and they
yes,
really have to, like, quarantine themselves and stay in the house. I mean, just, people are, yes. Ansley says, yes, grateful to live in a house with a yard and great distance from neighbors. Yeah, thank goodness we not only have a nice big yard, but we also, behind our yard, which we can access through our yard, is we have a preserve, just a nature preserve, that's directly
oh,
behind our
nice.
house. Yeah, so the kids can, like, go explore inside the preserve. Um, Beaches are closed, right? For you, no one is allowed on the beach.
Yes, yes, no one, no.
No one is
I was
allowed.
looking at the webcams. No, I was looking at the webcams the other day, and it was incredible. No one around. The beach is all empty. Strange. It's really strange.
It's very strange. It's very, very strange.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I guess you have to implement the law across the board. But if you live someplace like you do, where the beach is huge and you have miles and miles of beach, you would think it would be healthy for people. Like where I am in Florida, there's miles and miles and miles of beach. People are not on top of each other at the beach. You can do social distancing at the beach very easily, and you I mean, I was always raised like the ocean is therapeutic. Like you go to the ocean to get healthy,
Yes.
the salt water and breathe in the salt water and get that salt water in your system. Like we have this thing called a neti pot. I don't know if you know what that is, but when you have a sinus infection or you put the salt saline in your nose with a pot to kind of flush. It's kind of like mimicking the
Yes.
ocean water does for you.
Yes.
But yet they've closed the beaches, like don't go to the beach. And I get
No.
that, I know that they don't want people on top of each other at the beach, but I don't know, like the beach to me
It's
is therapeutic.
I know, but it's difficult to understand well, we think if I go, nothing happens because it's just me. But if everyone thinks the same, you will have how many people on the beach? A lot. That's why they had to put a stop for everyone. Otherwise, they don't solve any problem.
I know. Yeah, exactly. So do you ever get what's called island fever? You've lived there.
Not really.
Yeah, you've lived there for many, many years, but it's something that really exists, right? People, they say
Yeah.
island fever, where you're on an island and not on the mainland, and you can't get on the mainland. Does that make you, does that, you've lived there for 20 plus years now, so you probably are over that, but does it, does it
Well,
give
I
you,
have friends that they have to go away every few months because otherwise they feel anxious. Not
yeah,
my
that's what,
problem. That's why also I'm not suffering from this too much. I'm just trying to not to think about it too much. Otherwise, you get crazy. I don't watch too much TV, the news. Just the right amount to be informed, but not to be obsessed. Otherwise, for example, if I look to the news at night before I go to sleep, I can't sleep, or I wake up at 3 in the morning and I can't get to sleep again because I'm thinking, think. It's better you look at the news, then you make your life, and then you go to sleep and you don't think about it too much, because otherwise we just have to think to do the right thing in our little family. So we do what we are asked to. So not go out, try to stay safe at home, and not to get in contact with other people. And we are doing what we can.
and
Doctors are doing a little more, a big time more, uh, but they are called to do that, and I can't help in that way. And I mean, I am helping in my little way, staying home.
and what are you doing, Simona, to occupy your time? What hobbies do you do? Do you read? Do you do puzzles? Do you knit? What do you,
Yes, we well, normally we have to have a little bit of a routine because otherwise you go crazy. And in the morning, my daughter has to do homework, so I help her. We cook together, we eat together. Then we make plays, we play. Now afterwards we are going to make croissants and sweets. Just try to be occupied, and then we can have a little bit of, for example, when we eat lunch, we decide what movie will we see in the evening. We decide all together, and then after the dinner we go together and we watch the movie. It's something that in a way it's good because you just catch up with the family. It's normally with the routine you have by working, you don't do that so much, and now we have to do it, and it's nice also
it is
in a
really
way.
nice. It is really nice. And thank you, Robin, for saying nice interview. Thank you, sweetheart. But I'm experiencing the same thing. Like my 20-year-old son has taken on the role of cooking almost every meal.
Oh, it's good.
It's
It's
awesome.
good.
It's good. He cooks
Yes.
dinner every single night, and he's cooking like all different things. And he's been watching me cook since he was a 6-year-old boy. And my husband and I thought to ourselves, maybe he should be going to culinary school because he is such a good cook, and he's cooking all
Well, maybe he discovers he's a chef, and now from now on he's going to pursue that
yeah.
that road.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And then both my daughters have really taken up painting, and they're both really talented.
Nice.
So they're painting everything in sight. They're just painting all kinds of stuff. And I'm really lucky because I did find a bunch of paints a while back. So they're painting their like watercolor paints and all kinds of stuff, and they're constantly
Nice.
coming downstairs and look what I painted. So they've been spending a lot of time in their rooms and just organizing and cleaning and they're painting. Um, and I'm still doing my auctions. I do my auctions on my auction page, and I do them on Auctions for You. And we're still doing auctions, and I'm listing more on eBay because I think a lot of people are buying online now. So
Yes.
yeah, so I'm still doing my auctions and still, I'm live a lot on YouTube. So I feel like, all these people that are in the chat, they're like my family. Like I know like every single person in the chat right now, like I know every single one. And my friend Robin and I have started doing this. She developed this character. I don't know if you've seen it on my YouTube page, but it's a sock, and
Uh-huh.
we do I read children's books to entertain the adults because it's kind of funny, like some children's books can have like the words can have different meanings that are very funny to adults.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Yes.
know, you don't really think about it until you like point out some of the words. So we've been doing that. So a lot of my viewers, when they see us go live, it keeps them company too, because I know people don't want to watch TV, and but we do talk about what's going on, because also we all know you do not want to talk about it. You don't want to keep things bottled up. Um, that's why they have psychiatrists, because people, they get relief from being able to talk about it. So,
Yes.
we do go on and we discuss it, for a little bit, for a little.
You have to do that, but you don't have to obsess yourself. That's what I was trying to explain. You don't have to think 24 hours about this, because otherwise you go crazy. You go
I,
crazy, and also you have to be difficult, but you have to be able to see what's real and what's fake news, because there are a lot of fake news going in the internet, and you really don't know who to believe.
yeah, it's hard, right? You don't know who to
It's
believe.
really, really difficult.
This country's really at odds right now with, like, my husband was reading one of the stimulus packages that's being um, offered to, the citizens of the United States, and I was half listening to him because I just was half listening. But anyways, he said something like they have provided money for people to put solar panels on their house as part of the
Uh-huh.
stimulus package. Solar panels. I mean, yeah, it's kind of strange, that would be in it. Let's see. Goodbye. I'm about to view my remote church services. Prayers for the world. Blessings to all. Comfort, protection, and grace. AM. Thank you, Donna and Simona. Thank you, Kathy, and say a prayer for us all. We're all going to be okay. Um, I just, back to what Christine said, don't wait for the government to make a decision. We need to be proactive in our own, since when I think that, I think if Italy can do it, Italy, Italians are known for being stubborn. They don't listen to anybody, right? That's the way
Yes,
Italians.
yes.
I don't know if it's a stereotype or it's the way it is. Like if the Italians can do this and they're as stubborn as they are, then we should be doing it, But I think the United States also has that little bit of a trait like Italians do, where um like you're not going to tell us what to do. We have freedom of speech.
Yeah.
We can do what we want to do. We can go out when we want to go out. I'm not listening to the government. Um, I have a friend who lives in Vegas. I have a friend who lives in Las Vegas, and she said that, and they were showing last night on the news, my husband was showing me, people are lining up buying guns.
I heard it. I read an article yesterday about United States, and the gun selling was a lot higher in these days. I don't know why. I'm scared about that.
What, so is that in Spain, or is that in the United States that you read that article?
No, no. I read it. I read it here in Spain, but talking about the United States, here you can't buy any gun if you're not. Uh, it's not the same thing as in United States that you, when you want, you can buy a gun. Here, no. But I read it about about the United States, and they were talking about this increase number of guns sell.
Yes, they did a whole story on it on the news last night that people are standing in line buying guns and ammunition to protect themselves because, they're afraid that martial law is going to be taking into effect. And let's see, we don't have to line up for guns here. Everyone in Texas typically has a dozen or more, is what Texas Val. Yeah, in Texas, you can just carry a gun. News 100,000. Oops, we lost her. There's Simona. Oh, there you are. We lost you for a minute. So my friend in Vegas, she said that there's been a lot of looting. Do you know what that is?
I can't hear you well.
Oh, my friend in Vegas, she said that there's been a lot of looting. Looting is where if there's a business that's shut down, people will break into the business to try to steal whatever they can take for themselves.
Okay.
Do you
No,
anything like that?
we didn't have no. Here, no.
No.
No, at the moment, no. Let's hope it's not going.
Does Luigi go by and check on the restaurant when he goes to the supermarket? Does he go by the restaurant and make sure everything's okay?
Well, his associate is my ex-brother-in-law. There are a society. Claudia, hi. He's living right on top of the restaurant, so he's checking on the restaurant.
Oh, that's good. Thank goodness. Yeah, so he can keep a good eye on it.
Yeah, we have an alarm system, so it's just okay for the moment.
Yeah, that's great. Thank goodness. Yeah, the looting, the gun purchasing, all that stuff is kind of scary. Do you have a lot of military presence on your roads, on your street?
There are military, yes. They are also here for the disinfection. They are going to spread the roads with disinfectant.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're going to spray the roads with disinfectant?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. And those are orders put down by your prime minister, by the king, by the prime minister?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, I don't think they would ever do that.
In this case, they are helping. They are not like military for military crisis, but they are here to help the police and the Guardia Civil that we have here for these things.
Oh, isn't that great? That is great that they're there to help. That's what we need. We need,
Yes.
let me see. So let's see. You guys, if anybody has any, we've been on for just about an hour now. So if anybody has any questions for Simona that I haven't, just tag me in it. And
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What do you think about what is going to happen, like for people who don't have an insurance, any health insurance there?
It's a problem.
Because here we have public health,
Social
hospitals, and
you have socialized medicine.
But I know that, yes, but I know that there, if you don't have any health insurance, it's a problem.
Well, we do have government insurance. We have for people that can't afford to have insurance or don't make enough money to have insurance. It's not socialized medicine. It's not eligible to everybody. But if you can't pay for insurance and don't have insurance, you could qualify. Now, I imagine that the system is logged down now. With people trying to apply for it. I'm sure it is. But the president has, he's offered some money to people to help pay for bills or whatever. I just don't know what people are going to do that don't have the money to pay. the light bill, the cell phone bill. A lot of people don't have landlines anymore. Like a house phone, they only have cell phones. So, one of our biggest companies here in the United States is Verizon, T-Mobile, Verizon. It's like, I don't know if they're going to extend any kind of grace, to people that can't pay. I mean, it's starting to really affect people. Um, you
Yes.
know, thank
Here you
goodness.
see it.
Go ahead.
Here you see it when, for example, not all the classmates of my daughter can make contact with a teacher. Twice a week they have a online meeting, and not everyone can reach it because they don't have any cell phones, they don't have any internet connection, and there you see the problem.
Yeah. I mean, they're still offering uh programs for food at our schools, where people that don't have enough money to buy food. So it's kind of like a food line. If you have uh, school age children, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the qualifications are, but you can go. There's certain schools in our city that are offering food lines where they can go and pick up boxed
Mhm.
lunches, or breakfast. I think they're doing
Yes.
breakfast and lunch. I'm not sure. Is your schools doing anything like that?
Here, yes, here, well, there are people who can't pay for the lunch at school for the children. And now these people who were helped for this, they receive, I think they make a grocery shop, 120 euros each week for so that you can buy food for the children. They help you with that.
Let's see. Sylvia Paolini says, has their president giving them an idea when they might be able to start to go back to work? Like here, we were told Easter might be the beginning of the lifting the stay at home rule. No, we talked about that earlier. Right now, it's implemented to April 11th, I think you said.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But in her opinion, she doesn't think that they're going to be ready by the 11th of April because there's still too many cases being discovered on a daily basis. They haven't gotten control of it yet. Like this country has not gotten control of it yet. Um, all kids in our school are given 2 fresh meals and 8 frozen meals for each child. The bus drivers are delivering them.
Good.
Yeah, good. That's great. Where's that? Talbert's mom. What town do you live in? That's great that your city has implemented that. Um, and Rachel Boyd said that her credit card has waived finance charges. Has that happened in your country? Has the credit card companies, have they waived finance charges?
Not that I know of.
Not that you
No.
know of. You still have to make your payments and
Yes.
yeah,
And the rent at the moment, for example, I have my son who lives in Madrid. Now he's here, but I have to pay the rent for his apartment even if he's not there.
even if he's not
And
there. Yes,
yeah, and then
so my husband was also reading to me yesterday. He was reading and reading and reading, and again, I was like half listening, but he said that so they I was like, it's like when we go to
we always are a little bit half listening
half
to
listening.
our
It's like
husbands.
when we go to the super,
Yes.
one of the things I can't stand to do is go to the supermarket with my husband because he picks everything up, and I have pictures of him standing in the aisle. reading everything, reads everything on. He thinks he's at the library when we go to the supermarket. I'm like, boom, 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 boom. Let's go. Let's get out of here. I know what I need. And the man he loves to read everything. So he was reading a lot to me yesterday. That's why I was half listening. And anyways, so he said, that they have put a mortgage program in, and I don't know if it's specifically our mortgage company that sent him an email or if this is across the board because I wasn't listening. But he said that they're deferring I think 2 months or maybe 3 months for our mortgage. However, they're not putting it on the back end of the mortgage. After the 3 months, you have to pay the 3 months all at once. That they're not going to report you to
Yes.
the credit agency, and you can take up to 3 months, I think he said. But then after the 3 months is over, you have to pay the whole thing at once. Otherwise, you will get reported. So what kind of program is that? That's like a crazy program. Has your mortgage companies come up with anything crazy like that?
No, no, at the moment, no, but doesn't surprise me. It's something that we are expecting as well. They can, well, they did something similar with the taxes. You don't have to pay them now, but you will have to pay them all together in 6 months. What
Where
I
are you
know
going
if
to get
in
where are
six
you going
months
to
I
get
will
the
be back
money?
on my feet. I don't know.
I know exactly. Like, where are we supposed to get the money in 3 months or 6 months if we're not working
Exactly.
now to make the money to pay it? I mean, it's just a crazy program. Like, who wrote that program? What kind of
I
help is
don't know.
that? That's no help. That's no help. It's gonna.
No, that's no help.
Let's see. Talbert's mom says mortgage companies have to set an example for now because they have to make people know it has to be caught up, not a free ticket for 3 months. Banks and mortgage companies are heartless, Tammy says. Same with eBay. Laugh out loud. Oh, eBay is deferring. People are selling like on eBay like crazy. Like people are I just keep getting updates from the news channels, because everybody's buying online because nobody can go out. People still
Yes.
need their
Well,
kids.
but in eBay, for example, you know what you can buy. If I don't have the money to buy something, I don't do it. But the mortgage, you have to pay it every month. So that's not something that you decide to do. No.
Yeah, Ronnie says nobody's wanting a free ticket. Everybody wants to pay their mortgage, and I do have to say, me personally speaking, when my bills are all paid, when I pay all my bills, that to me is the best feeling ever. Like I know there's no money left, like after you pay all your bills at the beginning of the month, but that feeling of knowing that all my bills are paid, like to me, that
Yeah.
is like such a breath of fresh air. Like nobody doesn't not want to pay their bills. People want good credit. People want good credit. People want to pay their bills. Unfortunately, some people can't. But I can honestly
Yeah.
say that to me, it's the best feeling ever, knowing that everything's paid. Everything's paid. The lights are paid. The
Yes.
water paid. The phone is paid. The mortgage paid. The car payments paid. Everything's paid. And and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that everything is paid. And I remember saying to my husband like a few months ago, I said, "Well, all the bills are paid, so." No extra buying anything because right now there's no extra funds for any, no going out to eat, no blah, blah, blah. I said, we work so hard, we pay the bills. And my husband said, just be grateful that we have the money, to be able to pay the bills because so many people can't.
Yes.
And then throw this on top of
That's
it,
true.
people that live paycheck to paycheck. It's just, yeah, it's scary. I'm still bitter
Yes.
after the last bailout to the banks that bought jets and crap. I don't know. I feel the same way, but my daughter thinks I'm nuts, loves YouTube. Yeah, I do. I feel I love paying my bills. I love it. I absolutely love it. When I can sit down and get them all done and paid, it's just such a wonderful feeling. I feel so blessed, to be able to do that. I don't understand. I don't understand people that don't pay their bills, unless they can't. But anyways, yeah, so I know I just applauded. Can we leave with a happy note, you guys? Everybody say something inspirational. Me too. I thank God that I can pay my bills, our bills. Yes, Christine. Leave us with something inspirational. I'm going to try to think of something inspirational to say, or something to encourage people. And Simona, can you think of something that you want to tell all our viewers, as far as something happy and
Well,
inspirational?
I think that what I think is that we have to learn from the situation. Right? We have to try to learn from the situation and come out better people. What we can't do now is be in contact with our friends and our family, and to see how important this contact is when we can't have it. We gave it for granted for so many years, and now we can't have it. We see that things are these. Can your friends having a coffee, chatting, kissing each other, hugging, and now we can't. We have to learn that these are the really important things. And I'm looking also to the positive thing that we are doing to our planet now. Less pollution. The earth is breathing again without us. So we have to learn that without us, the earth is going on.
Oops, you froze, honey.
Try to enjoy this stop that we are to pollution, to the earth is breathing, and we have to remind this when we can go out again.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Everything you say is true. And for me, I'm I'm so glad that we live in an age where we can get on YouTube, or can get on our phones or our computers and check on our loved ones and tell them that we love them, and and that we're okay, and we can see each other. I mean, I remember being a little girl. I remember the teacher saying, someday you're going to be able to speak to someone on the phone and see their face. And I remember thinking, that will never happen. And here we are, and we're all together. And I think it's great that we can all be together and communicate with each other and see each other from across the world, and still love on each other. And everybody, there's a lot of mean people still out there, but everybody be kind to one another. And I'm grateful that I have this chat room, that I can get everybody together, and we can all be together and spend time with our families, that we normally don't get an opportunity to, because I'm sure, like you and Luigi, just busy with the restaurant all the time, you don't get to spend as much time as you would like with your son who lives in Madrid, or your daughter, I'm sure, shuffling her back and forth to the restaurant, to the house. Like, we are all home now, like everybody's home, and I love that we're all home together. And I'll see some people saying,
Yeah.
uh, my kids are driving me crazy. They're all home and they're driving me crazy. Try to dismiss that from your minds, and just enjoy that beautiful quality time that you have together. And like Simona said, she kind of has a schedule, for her kids. In my house, there's no schedule. You have a schedule. That's the way it is. But my house, it's just, everybody eats when they want to eat. And it's just, we're all just together. And and I love being together with everybody in the chat. And let's see, Talbert's Mom, all of us depending on each other to talk about things helps us all, Donatella. Doing this helps us have hope too, because we hear how the rest of the world is doing, right, Talbert's Mom? And everybody wrote such nice things in the thank you, Simona, for taking the time to chat with us. God bless you and your beautiful family. That's from my friend Ronnie. Simply Dana. She's an Italian girl who lives right down the street. We are all in this together. Together we will get through it. This is let's see, this is grand. That makes this time special. Talbot's Mom. As a matter of fact, all of us spending more quality time together. Let's see, Ronnie says, keep heads and chins up, and we'll all work together and we'll be better for it to help where we can. If we can, learn to be kinder, humbler, and more caring towards your fellow man. Another great sentence. And Jonathan Roseberry, smile everyone, and gave me another $2 super chat. Jonathan, you are my hero. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And light up the room for Donna and her cousin. And I don't know if you can see it on your computer, but everybody's putting hearts and flowers and all kinds of beautiful emojis. This wonderful community brightens my day every day, says Auctions for You. And Talbert's Mom, Ronnie G, I love you and pray for you often, daily. And yeah, it's just thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And I am waiting to hear from Valentina, and we're going to see what's going on in Portofino, which is a scary part of Italy right now for everyone who's there. And we're going to, do you want to try to meet back here again next week, Simona, and see if things have changed? And do you mind if we make another appointment for
Okay.
next week
Yeah.
at the same time, 11 o'clock on Saturday?
And
And we'll get an update. Everybody, I'm sure, would love to hear from you again, and you can give us an update on what's going on
perfect. No
and
problem.
what's changed. Okay, honey? All right. And I just want to tell everyone, thank you so much. Look at all of the beautiful emojis. And we are going to be familia, is what Bobby wrote. Yes, familia. That's what we are here on YouTube, all of us. Talbert's Mom says you remind her of Celine Dion. You do look like Celine Dion. Do people tell you that, Simona?
No.
Yeah, you do. You look like it. Thank you, Simona and Donna, for setting this up. My pleasure. I'm so glad that you guys all came out. We're going to be on T's channel today at 3 o'clock. Auctions for You. We're going to be doing a very casual auction. It's going to be kind of just come hang out, and we'll both be presenting some things. And I hope to see you there at 3 p.m. Eastern, and then back on my channel at 9 o'clock tonight. And Argyle will be making an appearance. I don't know if Argyle will be both on T and mine, hopefully. So look at all the beautiful emojis. Everybody's still putting all the beautiful emojis. Jonathan Roseberry, thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for supporting my channel and supporting my efforts. I really appreciate it. And that's it. We are going to sign out. And thank you to Simona. And thank you. We'll all see you guys later.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you. We love